You know what? Everyone has bad habits, but every time you're choosing your bad habit to continue, you're kind of rejecting a good habit that you could have replaced it with. And in today's video, that is my agenda to help you become more aware of your bad habits and replace them with good habits that will make you successful, happy, and prosperous in life. So without any further ado, let's get started with this video. The first one being mindless scrolling on the web. Now, for some of us, scrolling and going through the web is a part of our job description. So it's kind of hard to find the line between actual research and just wasting time and procrastinating. And it happened a lot with me. And I knew that there's nothing better to replace random scrolling with than actually learning, because learning things one top of the other has changed my life. So what I did was I added Skillshare into my top tabs. So basically every time I open my laptop, I always see Skillshare's button, which means that instead of doing mindless scrolling, I'll be probably taken to Skillshare's page on most days I have free time. This means that instead of wasting my time browsing through pages and sites that might not be of use to me, I'll be taken to Skillshare's homepage and probably take a great class on the platform because it's so good. My top favorite classes on Skillshare are number one, Ali Abdal's class on productivity. It's really great the way he breaks down productivity into an equation. And another really great thing about his way of presentation is that he gives you doable journal prompts so that you actually reflect on the things you're learning instead of just going through the videos, which is great. Loved it. It made me very productive, especially since I juggle multiple projects. It's really hard for me to stay productive all the time, but this class helped me a lot. I also like the lesson on going freelance by Justin Gignac. It's really good for people who want to get started with freelancing. For me, I am a freelancer already, but taking classes like his helps me a lot to refresh my perspective as much as possible so that my knowledge is not just one-dimensional, but I actually have a lot of inputs. And these are just my favorites. Skillshare has hundreds of classes to choose from for you. Skillshare has a great assortment of classes on personal development, branding, marketing, and really good long-term skills that will pay off no matter which field you go to in the future. So I highly recommend you take them. In case this sounds interesting and you're curious about the pricing, Skillshare costs about $2,400 a year, which is less than $200 a month. So that's less than a cup of coffee. So it's like very affordable and you will be creating something long-lasting. So highly recommend you take it. But in case you want a free trial, you'll get a month's free trial by using the link in the description. So yeah, make sure you do that. Do note that only the first 500 people to click the link will get the free month trial. So make sure you do that ASAP and let me know if you could also add it to your main tab and learn a lot of things every week. This was the first habit change that I made and I cannot tell you how much I've learned because of this. I take about one course in 2 weeks, and on like really great weeks, even like 2 courses in a week. And yes, that's kind of my streak. I think it's pretty good. Now, the next one is not necessarily a bad habit, but it's not that productive for you. So I would love for you to replace it. And it's making to-do lists. Now, honestly, to-do list is something that I do every day as well. What I'm talking about is making just to-do lists, making just, daily accomplishments and having daily assignments and not a big vision for your life. Why is it a bad habit? Because to-do lists can accomplish things like within a day and short term, but everyone should have a big long-term vision. So what I have is called an agenda of life sheet, which is basically all the goals that I have for my life. So in my career category, there's an income goal in my business that I want to hit in the next 10 years. And I always reflect that I am going on that track. In my health category, I have a certain weight that I want to achieve by the next 2 years. So I am trying to stay on track with that. Also, like, it's not just about the weight, but also getting overall healthier. So I am actually like really taking my health very seriously this year. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that. But yeah, it's pretty hard, but I had to do it because I would do to-do lists and every day there was going to be so much work. I couldn't really prioritize my health anymore because I was always like so concerned about my business. And suddenly my health started breaking down completely, both physically and mentally. And I just knew that I need to like revisit what I really want in life. And I just remembered that I needed to work on my health. But since my to-do list was always cramped and I tended to prioritize my business, health was taking a backseat. So what it's gonna help you with is to just keep what you can do for yourself basically is keep a agenda of life sheet where you have all your big visions. Okay, it can be a trip abroad, it can be losing weight, gaining muscles, whatever goals you have in life, maybe certain income goals, business goals, any sort of goals. And every month end, kind of review this to see if you're on track. All right, and don't focus too much on to-do lists, because at the end of the day it's just like things that you're doing in the moment or immediately, and that has results, yes, but it can't have results alone if you just forget about everything else that you are working for. So yeah, make sure you take this tip. The third bad habit is the procrastination habit. I know you are thinking about the thing that you are supposed to do, you want to do, you know you should do, but you don't do. And yes, I'm attacking you personally. You need to stop procrastinating. Now, what can you replace it with? With conscious thinking. Every time you have procrastination, you think that you just don't want to do something because you don't feel like it, you don't have the time for it. Ask yourself whether the root cause is something else. Because I know that with me, procrastination arises from fear, which is the case for most people. Fear of what's going to be the result of this, fear of whether you'll even accomplish this. Sometimes tasks seem so daunting, it might feel easy just to not do it due to the fear of failure. But when you think like that, what can you do is basically tell yourself or ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? All right, and mentally when you're prepared for the worst, usually it's not that bad, right? So you will probably end up doing the thing that you want to do. I'll give you a quick example. So one of the things that I wanted to start officially in my business around like 2020 was consulting services. I did offer consulting services before that, I just didn't promote it full-fledgedly. I knew I needed to start it, but I didn't do it because I was just scared. What if not a lot of people buy? What if just a few people buy after I make all the sales pages and all the plans? And I thought that it'll be such a massive loss. So what I told myself is that, let's say no one buys, I'll give really minimum efforts into this whole project, minimum viable efforts, that is, to make sure that even if no one buys, I don't feel like it's a waste of time. I actually enjoy the whole process. I learned copywriting in the process, which helped me so much. So even if I had made no sales, since I was going with zero expectations, I would know that at least I acquired copywriting skills in the whole process. So just tell yourself what's the worst that can happen and what can you still take away from the experience should the worst happen. This helped me a lot to replace procrastination with actually doing things. So yes, I hope that this will help you too. The fourth bad habit is binging OTT platforms like Netflix, Prime Video, etc. Now, once in a while, it's completely fine. In fact, I just finished Never Have I Ever, the whole season, in less than 5 hours. RIP my eyes and brain. But I usually tend to binge read, and what that does is kind of make you a better person, because books are best. Okay, there's no fight about that. Okay, no argument. Books are the best. So if you want to binge read, these are two of my favorite books for binge reading when I'm just not in the mood to read a lot of stuff. In non-fiction, it's Personal MBA. It has a lot of sections on different types of business, parts of businesses, marketing, sales, value delivery, etc. So if you want to be in business, if you work for businesses, which I guess most people do, you will love this book. This is the book that you need to read. It has a lot of like bite-sized chapters, so it's very bingeable. And another book that I really like is Guy de Maupassant's 126 short stories. You can take any short story collection. Short story collections are very ideal for binge reading, in case you are unable to kind of hold your attention for long periods of time. I have always been a reader, so reading has never been hard for me. I completely understand that if it's new to you, it might feel like daunting to finish a book, but with short story collections or a book like Personal MBA, you don't have to technically finish a book. You can read some chapters on certain days and you will still take away a lot of value and a lot of fun from the reading experience. And in any case, if you have subscribed to my channel, you know that I should recommend a lot of great books in a lot of categories. You can choose any that suits you. So make sure you watch my other videos in case you're looking for more recommendations. Bad habit number 5 that I want to end this video with is stop letting your emotions govern your life. Now, I'm a very emotional person, and even saying this kind of gives me the imposter syndrome. Oh, it just started raining outside. I don't know if the mic is catching the sound. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so I know that for me in business, I'm very emotional, but when it comes to driving my business, it's always data driven, right? I keep the emotions to myself. I don't let the emotions take business decisions. Okay, I actually talked about this in depth in my last live Q&A with my students, but basically I was telling them that, data over emotions. So what happens is that in our industry, a lot of times we have to tell people exactly what we are good at, and some people don't like doing that. Like, right, if I tell you that go write a post about all your achievements, you will be like, no, I don't want to do that stuff. But in our industry, we have to do that, otherwise you won't get clients, right? So if we let that emotion of fear or what will other people think take over, we'll not make money, right? So that will be like collapse of business, because every business is built on sales, right? So this is something I was teaching my students. And another a great example that I gave was, a lot of my videos, especially on my second channel, on my reels, when I talk about making a certain amount of money at a certain age, these kind of videos do really well in the algorithm. Okay, and I hate doing this kind of videos emotionally. Why? Because when I say something like I made this much money at this age, it feels like I'm boasting. Okay, and age is just a number. I don't want anyone to feel that something is unattainable, right? So that's not the message I want to give. Okay, so emotionally I feel bad about saying that. Secondly, I don't like saying that I made 1 lakh as well, because that is a number. For someone, 1 lakh can be like so much. They might feel like this is unattainable, but for some people it might be like a very low number compared to their ambition. So I completely understand both the parties. So I don't want to talk about any sort of numbers, but numbers do well in algorithms. So, and I need that visibility, because my business, everything that I'm creating is based off of views, and completely organic views, because I like connecting with people organically. I know that when you see me without like seeing an ad, you probably feel more connected to me than like if you were to. Nothing against ads, we've run ads, but I just don't feel like doing it. So I know that data wise I should be making videos with titles like that, and that gets me a lot of people's eyeballs. That's great for my channel, because I get to meet so many new people and impact so many lives without spending a dime on ads. But yeah, emotionally I don't feel very good about that. But I'm pretty sure this has happened to you too. That's something that you should be doing by data, but your emotions kind of don't let you do that. Yeah, do that damn thing, because especially in most cases, to get success, you need to be data driven and not emotion driven. Just make sure that you don't become completely heartless or something, and you will be fine. And I hope that you took away a lot of things that you need to replace, and you'll be able to replace these bad habits with the good ones. There's a really good book on habits called Power of Habits that you can read if you want. And yes, I hope that you will enjoy it, in case you are into like reading more books, and I'll leave a link for that below as well. And thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll be back with another video next week. I hope that you're enjoying the regular posting of content on my channel. And yeah, till my next video, bye bye.